here I am with my note cards in my hand. There's 43 of them, in case you were wondering, not even kidding. Doing something that scares me because there is no growth in comfort zones. Am I right? Okay, and also because memorizing 50-minute presentations absolutely does not spark joy for me either. Okay, so show of hands. Who in here struggles with confidence? Yeah, that's what I figured. All right, and raise your hand if you would absolutely be freaking out to be standing up here right now and presenting. Same. Yeah. Me too. At this table right here, how I was doing earlier. But that being said, today's presentation is brought to you by Stress Away. So, if you have it, take it out right now, and let's get this room filled up with some good vibes here. I think that I've used a bottle and a half since yesterday when I walked in this room. I asked my best friend earlier, so what, can you actually use too many oils on your skin at once? She's like, no, it's fine. So here we are. And I'm going to play a little video for you of, Luba had talked about my daughter, and actually she's in this video. This is like moments after I had gotten off of the phone with Luba when she had asked me to come here and speak. Thank you.
So I wanted to tell you something. Well, actually, I wanted to talk to you about something and get your advice.
Yeah.
While we're in Costco, apparently. So I was asked today to speak at the Young Living Beauty School in Chicago. Great. That's pretty exciting. Do you remember when I brought you to the rally and you got to speak there?
Yeah.
And it was fun?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's my thing. I'm really concerned that I'm not going to be able to do it. Put your hand down. My concerns are that I'm not going to be able to do it, or maybe I will sound stupid, or maybe I will pass out, or like get really embarrassed, or maybe people won't like what I have to say, or what if this is really bad, what if I pooped in my pants? Okay, so here's the thing. Do you think I should do it?
Yeah.
You do? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what's some advice that you can maybe give to me here in Costco?
Get it together.
Your words of advice are get it together?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Get it together. That's one for the books. All right. I need to remember this, right?
Yeah.
Why are you jumping up and down?
Excited.
Well, you're excited for me. Thank you. I appreciate your listening to me and your advice. I'm gonna get it together.
At the end of this, because I wanted them to see that they've seen me the last week, like not sleeping and freaking out. So I want them to see that yes, Mom actually did it. So I want you to write this down because it's very important. Get it together. You are a champ. And when I showed my daughter the slides because she wanted to see my PowerPoint, when I told her I got it done, she was like, "My name is up there." I was like, "Yes." So she was very, very excited. So y'all better write that one down. I was so surprised to be asked to speak here at beauty school because I have definitely never felt like an expert on skincare or makeup. There's a lot of days that I don't even take a shower, to be honest. But when it comes to inner beauty, that's something that I have really been very diligent about the last year of my life. I'm standing here today after some of the most emotionally difficult times in my life. Life for me didn't always look like this. 4 kids, mini pig, and a golden doodle, doing life with a man who lives across the map, like all the way across the map in California. Once upon a time, many, many years ago, well, at least that's how all the really good stories start out, am I right? But seriously, I'm no unicorn with a magical key that's going to effortlessly unlock all of life's success and happiness imaginable. I grew up an only child with parents that were divorced, and I often spent my Mondays alone. Because of my upbringing, I struggled with feelings of abandonment. I was made fun of quite often in school because I never really quite fit in. And it created a sense of unworthiness inside that I carried around for many, many years, all of my teens and 20s, even into my mid-30s, and I would just always know that my birthday is Monday, and I will be 39, and I said, I absolutely must get up here and do this, because I ain't going out like that, so. But I dated the wrong people. I chose relationships that somehow always ended up stirring the pot of unworthiness, and in my first year of college, I dated this guy that I never thought that I would have a shot with. You know, tall, dark, handsome, from a wealthy family with parents that had always been married. And we got along so well, but his dad just did not think that I was a good fit for his son. And so he basically would do things to keep us from spending time together, like hiding the car keys whenever we would have plans. And eventually he was able to end our relationship. And I will never ever forget, like, when you have those moments where people push you, this is one of them for me. I will never forget what he said to his son about me. He said, ending this relationship is for the best. Trust me, Summer will never amount to anything other than a waitress. And since y'all said that, P.S. I would love to send his dad a screenshot of my monthly I have pushed myself to greatness. And since I'm discussing income, I'm going to share with you a picture of the Young Living income disclosure statement for your viewing pleasure. There's 2 of them. Gotta make sure I get them both. So eventually I got married and I started a family with a partner that would often tell me that he didn't like me and he couldn't stand me. And I know that there's a lot of you in here that know that situation, and you kind of walk through that with me. And that just kind of adds to your low sense of self-worth. Like, you hear it enough and you believe it. I started my business with not a clue what I was doing. I don't have a college degree. I still don't. I was just a stay-at-home mom that was trying to be present in the lives of my children. So you saw my daughter. Here's a picture of both of mine. Yeah, I started using Young Living essential oils when my son was just 18 months old. And he's almost 7 now. His birthday's in May. And I asked myself, how is that even possible? I don't know. But time just keeps on ticking. I fell into the role of a leader quickly because I didn't have a choice. I earned the rank of diamond just 13 months after my premium starter kit was delivered.
Wow.
I struggled with feeling inadequate once again, surrounded by all the other top earners in Young Living. I kind of felt like I didn't have a place. And I think I felt that way no matter what your rank. When your insides are feeling unworthy, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you achieve. Until you get those squared away within, none of that will bring the happiness and joy that you're seeking. I also struggled with just being myself. I tried so hard to be what I envisioned a successful businesswoman would look like and sound like and behave like. And it only just added to my unhappiness. I became less and less me and more of a withdrawn and voiceless version of myself, trying to be like everyone else. I got divorced. That felt like I was fighting a war and mourning a death at the same time. Absolutely the most devastating experience of my life. And because I was so unhappy, I lost a lot of family and friends in that process. And I lived my life as the victim each and every day because it was my story. It was all I had known, and because I couldn't imagine feeling anything other than unworthy, unlikable, and beat down day provided in ways that I would have never have imagined, even just 5 years ago. So right after I started my Young Living business, I stumbled upon the law of attraction. So raise your hand if you know what I'm referring to. Yeah, I like that. That's good. So the law of attraction states that whatever you focus on, think about, read about, and talk about intensely, you're going to attract more of into your life. So the law of attraction is the belief that positive or negative thoughts bring about positive or negative experiences into a person's life. All right, energy flows where attention goes. So we're going to all say this together. And I heard y'all earlier with Kate, and you're going to have to do better. So, all right, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Energy flows where attention goes.
All right, screenshot that, write it down in all capital letters. You need to say this to yourself often. So basically, your thoughts become things. Whoa. This law, it changed my life, y'all. It made me take ownership of my thoughts, my inner dialogue, and who I was as a human being. But enough about me. Let's dive into this life-changing law. So a great place to start is with Napoleon Hill's bestseller on the subject of the law of attraction. There we go. Think and Grow Rich. In this book, he discusses the importance of controlling your thoughts in order to achieve success. So let's see who's read this, if you've read it. Okay, not very many of you. Pop that into your Amazon cart. I won't even be offended if you do it right now. So this was the very first book that I read shortly after starting my Young Living business. Okay, The Secret. That's another one. That's another great book for y'all to read. Who's read this one? Okay, a lot more. There's a movie on this also. So The Secret states that to create the life of your dreams, the time has come for you to love you. Focus on your joy. Do all the things that make you feel good. Love you inside and out. Everything will change in your life when you change the inside of you. Allow the universe to give you every good thing that you deserve by being a magnet to them all. To be a magnet for every single thing that you deserve, you must be a magnet of love. Even Oprah has transformed herself from talk show host and interviewer to a spiritual icon who promotes the law of attraction. And I'm super digging her podcast lately. They're called Oprah's Super Soul Conversations, and she interviews a bunch of, I see some nods. Who in here knows what I'm saying? Yeah, hardly any of you. So podcasts are where it's at. Definitely check those out. Oprah's Super Soul Conversations. Okay, so I'm sure you're all wondering, okay, Summer, but how does this relate to me? So let's discuss some common desires that people try to manifest with the law of attraction. But first, I want you to write down 3 things that you want and desire, and then raise your hand when you have them written down.
I ain't got nothing to write with.
For these desires that you've written down, one of the biggest roadblocks for these desires showing up is the language being used when visualizing. So let's start with the word want. So when you want something, it means what? That you do not currently have it. So it therefore implies lack. Okay, so first things first. Let's remove all of the language that implies a lack of something. So I'm going to give you 3 life-changing words to start your sentences with. So you can screenshot that too. I am, I choose, Kate talked about this, and I declare. So let's try it together, and we're going to say it out loud and then fill in the blank with your word of your choosing. See what I did there? Choosing. So we're going to do I am. I am fill in the blank, all right? On the count of three, we're all going to do this together. 1, 2, 3. I am
successful.
Brown diamond. Okay, so examples for the other two. I choose to step out of my comfort zone in order to grow as a person. I declare prosperity in my Young Living business. So take a second and write down I am, I choose, and I declare, because when you start to implement them into your life and business, you will absolutely begin to see a shift. So another game changer is switching up the words I have to I get to. So see how that feels. Think of something that perhaps you aren't the most fond of, and then change it up. I get to fill in the blank. So like this. My name is Summer, and I get to step out of my comfort zone today and share my story with everyone here at Chicago Beauty School. I get to face my fear of public speaking, and I get to use this as an opportunity for personal growth. So see, a simple word swap makes a world of difference. I get to go to work. I get to cook dinner. I get to work out. Everyone has a choice, and you don't have to do anything. You get to. You get to go to a job while there's tons of people that are unemployed. You get to cook dinner while there are people all over the world that are starving. And so many things that we complain about are the very things that others wish that they had the chance to do. So now that I've talked a little bit about conscious language, let's talk about manifestation. To manifest something is to bring something forth into your physical life experience by using your thoughts, feelings, or beliefs. So believe it or not, you are constantly manifesting your own life experiences all of the time, good or bad. And oftentimes we don't realize our own power, and we're manifesting by default. So this is why days, weeks, and even years seem to continue on with us focusing on the same old negativities. We keep on feeling the same old crappy way about life. Am I right? So picture a broken record player that continuously plays negative thoughts over and over and over again in our minds. This in turn produces the same old stuff to show up over and over and over again in our daily lives. So what if I told you that you have the power in your hands to change this? What if I told you that you have the ability to have, be, or do anything that you want? Would you believe me?
Yep.
Good, y'all better. Because you are absolutely capable of manifesting everything and anything that you possibly desire. Remember, you get what you focus on, so it all starts with making a conscious choice to focus on the things that you actually like in your life. So once I had a general understanding of this, I tried testing it out. So back in the early days of my business, I wrote myself a check for an unthinkable amount. I wrote myself a check in the amount of $10,000 at a time in my life where I was barely scraping by to make ends meet. It seemed impossible, it seemed flat out crazy, but I wanted to try out my manifestation skills. And I would like to share that I was able to make this a reality just 10 months. 10 months later. So in disbelief, I decided to write another check, this time in the amount of $20,000, signed by the universe, and dated 11/5/2014. So here's this check. And if you all want to do this, you can just Google blank check and it will come out and you can do the same thing. So I put together a post in my business group because I wanted to be very transparent with my team. I wanted them to see that I was creating my reality by using visualization, trusting that it would manifest, and feeling as if I already had this money. So this is what I wrote in that post. And if you can see the screenshot, you'll see the date up there. It Instead, you have greatness in you. The key is to get it out, and right now is the time. So today I'm going to challenge you to choose something symbolic, something that will represent your end goal with this business. This goes along with daily affirmations. And you can change your life by changing your thoughts, creating a state of positivity. So for me, I will feel like I've hit a milestone in this business when I see my first $20,000 check. So I'm going to write myself a check in the amount of $20,000, and I'm going to tape that sucker all over my house and places that I will look at multiple times throughout the day. What is yours? Don't just have a little vision. Do not limit your imagination. Use your imagination to see yourself accomplishing dreams, overcoming obstacles, and blessed. In just 3 months after I set my intention to get that $20,000 check in my hands, it showed up. But I had to show up daily for 3 months in order to make that a reality. I had to visualize how it felt to have that check. What were my feelings when it was delivered and I opened the envelope? How did I feel seeing that amount of money in my hands? I felt a sense of accomplishment. I felt successful. I felt happy. So now that I've showed you that it's possible, let's take a look at how you can consciously manifest your heart's desires. Number 1, define what it is that you want. The universe cannot deliver what you're specifically wanting if you yourself don't know. So be mindful. You're not thinking about all the things that you don't want. You're simply stating in very clear and descriptive words what it is that you do want. So here's an example. Money is one of the most common manifestation requests. And most often people want money to show up when they're broke. So when you're feeling poor is when you would decide that you need more money. So in this situation, you would need to focus only on what it would look like and what it would feel like to have more money. Number 2, feel. Feel like you already have whatever it is that you're manifesting. Be careful not to let your mind wander to how you're currently feeling, and in this case, we're talking about money. So when you're broke as a joke, it's very hard to feel prosperous, I get it. But it's so important to let go of any and all current circumstances and really focus on the feeling that your wish is already in existence in your life. You can do this by using feeling words. So a great way to do this is to journal your feelings. I feel secure. I feel confident. I feel happy. I feel loved. I feel fulfilled. I feel content. Number 3, be like Elsa and...
Let it go.
You were waiting for me to sing it, weren't you? Let it go! You're welcome, that's stuck in your head now. So yeah, you sit back and relax and trust that the universe is working on making your desire a reality. You must expect and trust that your manifestation will happen. Remember, if you can think it, you can have it show up in your life. So let's pause real quick. I also want to emphasize that starting with something crazy, over the top, out of the norm, may not be the best way to go because it won't feel like a possibility. It won't feel like it's attainable, and therefore it will not end up showing up. Simply because even though you were very, very clear on what you wanted, you couldn't get over the feeling of it being impossible to actually have. Number 4, be open to receiving. Your mood is a key factor in whether or not your desires actually show up. Yep, you can actually block yourself from receiving what you've asked for, even when you've clearly defined what it is that you're desiring. Negative emotions of any sort will act as a wall and will block you from manifesting. Emotions like anger, hurt, sadness, frustration, and lack will hold you back day after day from leveling up and glowing from the inside out. Now this one's so good. Like attracts like, always, and in all ways. So screen screenshot that one and write that one down too. So for example, if you feel like you're lacking, you're going to be conscious about all the ways in which you lack. But on the other hand, when you focus on things that you're grateful for, you will start to notice more and more people and experiences showing up into your daily life that leave you feeling grateful. People, wake up, grateful. Okay, so how can you get to a place of non-resistance? This is easy and fun. You do things that make you feel good. Things like yoga, meditation, journaling, dancing, singing, working out, laughing, and, oh yeah, I wasn't going to go there. I was going to say using your oils, but I mean, you can definitely add that to the list. So, some of my favorite oils for mindset and manifestation are transformation, valor, stress away, envision, hope, joy, highest potential, inspiration, belief, and of course, gratitude and abundance. I use oils daily and consistently, and I diffuse and apply directly to my body, and I always do so with the intent that the oil that I'm using, this one that I've been taking a bath in the last 2 days, will provide my body with exactly what it is that is on the label. All right, so you know what else is fun? Giving away some prizes. All right, so if you want to get your hands, I got 4 here. I got 4 oils. So if you want to get your hands on one of these 4 bottles, you have to be willing to do a couple things. 1, you have to be okay with coming up on stage. You have to
No
let
problem.
us know your name. You have to tell everyone where you're from. And you must be able to complete a sentence that starts with I am, I choose, or I declare. Got it? Sounds easy enough, right? All right. So who's willing to do this? Let's see some hands. All right. You are like first up on your seat. All right. Come up in the back. Let's see. Red, pink, I can't see what you got. Oh, you look real eager. Oh, pick my hair already. I got so much love for your sister, though. All right. Is there a microphone or no? All right. Well, I picked these 3, but you can stay up here, and I will make sure that you also get something. Okay. Perfect. All right. So I'm just gonna go down the line. All right. What's your name?
My name is Solveig Germo. I am from Grace Lake, Illinois.
Are you nervous?
Not really.
Yeah, girl.
I'm
All right.
excited. I want to be up here. I want to win something.
All right, sweet. All right. I am, I choose, or I declare. You can pick whichever one.
I choose to be open-minded, and I choose to share my knowledge with the members on my team and the friends that I have in my life and my family members so that they can be on this journey with me and Young Living.
All right. Thank you.
I am Elizabeth. I am from Lindenhurst.
Where you're from, and then I am, I choose, or I declare.
All right. I am determined. I am choosing to give this my all, and I declare that I'm going to be successful and be there for my future downline.
All right.
I choose to give this my all. This new season in my life, this new journey, this Young Living empowerment.
I am Jessica Jewett. I am originally from Downers Grove, but I'm currently in Indianapolis, Indiana. Is anyone else from Indiana here? I have no idea. I didn't see anything. I am driven to have this business and these oils become an integral part of my life, and I choose joy every day.
My name is Shirley. I'm from Silicon Valley, California. I choose to be successful in Young Living business, and I declare I want to develop a more downline.
Hi everyone, my name is Kinga Velika. I was born in Poland and I'm here from Chicago. And hi to my people there. I'm very nervous for this.
Me too, it's fun. Free.
We can do some pan breaths. Okay, so I choose to be here today. I choose to raise my hand and stand on the stage for the first time to be in front of so many people. 600, yeah. I choose to be powerful, strong, beautiful, and I choose to be here for my daughters. And I choose to be here for myself. Perfect.
I'm going to give you guys, I'm just going to pass them all on the line. Thank you guys so much for coming up here, even if a couple of you were scared. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get back to it. Some of you may be wondering how all this relates to inner beauty. And simply, everything starts with a thought. Do you even realize how absolutely powerful you all are? Every single one of you. You are magical beings filled with greatness. So that's your new affirmation. You can say that to yourself. So, Georgia O'Keeffe said to create one's own world takes courage. This means, in my case, having the courage to start over, or the courage to tap into your own power and be authentically you. May you have the courage to break the patterns in your life that are no longer serving you. Step away from the role of victim and into the role of victor. You have the opportunity each and every day to completely recreate yourself. You have choices. You are not stuck, and nothing is permanent. And it begins with you deciding to evolve instead of staying stuck and repeating the same old patterns. To rise up and to never look back. Oh yes, you certainly can. You have the power in the present moment to change the limiting beliefs and consciously plant the seeds for the future of your choosing. I love this one so much. As you change your mind, you change your experience. So, let's chat a little bit about limiting beliefs. Here's a hint. They are very toxic to your potential in life and business. The only thing limiting us in this life is our belief that there are limits. Limiting beliefs are your mind's way of protecting you from what you perceive as a difficult or stressful or fearful situation. It's that voice inside of your head that says, you're not good enough, you're not capable, you're not strong, you're going to fail. So I want you to close your eyes and visualize the voice inside of your head as a person sitting next to you. So I want you to answer these questions silently to yourself. Would you be friends with that voice inside of your head? Would you actually want to listen to what they have to say and take it to heart because you felt that they genuinely cared about you and your well-being? And last but not least, would you want to sit across from them and share a meal? I'm willing to bet most of you are going to say no. Because 1 minute they're being negative and telling you all of the reasons why you shouldn't or couldn't do something, but then in the next minute they're saying, well, why not? You should totally do it. Go for it. If that voice inside of your head was a person, they would most likely seem absolutely crazy to you. But in reality, that voice and those limiting beliefs, they're just emotions. Overwhelming emotions of fear, doubt, sadness, scarcity, abandonment, and so on. So here's an example. You want to be successful and reach the top of the Young Living compensation plan. You would feel proud of your achievement. You would feel successful. You would feel pride in earning such a large income for your family. You would feel stress-free because you could financially support yourself. And you would feel happy because you have changed so many lives. But that voice inside of your head tells you that, let's have a little fun here, people. Money is the root of all evil. All right. Or money doesn't grow on trees. Okay, last one. More money, more problems. That's right. So then you start to feel as if money is scarce. So these sayings, they sit in the back of your mind because you've heard someone close to you say them, perhaps your parents, grandparents, or you've read them somewhere and they've struck a nerve with you. But this is not just about money and finances. It's about any sort of emotion that you can possibly feel toward yourself. Even feelings like unworthiness, or feeling anything less than beautiful inside and out. So here's a pro tip. You need to feel in order to heal. Yep, you gotta feel your feelings. Whether negative or positive, you need to feel them because that is the only way that you will be able to release them. Beliefs have the power to create and the power to destroy. Human beings have the awesome ability to take any experience of their lives and create meaning that disempowers them, or one that can literally save their lives. I love Tony Robbins and that quote. We all carry around numerous limiting beliefs, and to change anything, you must first identify it. So this kind of goes back to being very clear and defining what it is that you want when you're trying to manifest something into your life. So here's a couple things that you can do to identify your limiting beliefs. Number one, there we go. Think of areas of your life that are a challenge for you. So something that displeases you, but you aren't really making that much of an effort to actively do something about. So some common challenges are finance, business, health, relationships, and even your self-worth. Basically, any area of your life that you feel like you're currently struggling. Number two, a great way to uncover limiting beliefs is to describe a situation that you're struggling with and add the word because at the end of it, and then finish that sentence out loud. So for example, I can't grow my business because I don't have enough friends. So in this statement, the limiting belief is, I don't have enough friends. So you need to acknowledge that these are just beliefs, and sometimes even temporary, very temporary beliefs. They're not truths. And that is often the hardest step. Author Evelyn Waugh wrote, when we argue for our limitations, we get to keep them. It's your choice. Now I want you to consider what it would look like and what it would feel like if that limiting belief no longer existed. So how would your life change if you were no longer held back by that limiting belief? And write all of this down too and be as descriptive as possible. Not right now, I mean at home, because this is one that you really want to take some time and think about. But definitely sit down and be descriptive with it. Number 4, start with one limiting belief that is the most challenging to you and put that one at the very top of your to-do list. Because this one makes the most sense to prioritize as a starting point of you taking action to completely deal with it and eliminate it for good. A great way to start is simply writing out the exact opposite of your limiting belief and then saying it out loud. Speak that out loud over and over again, even if it doesn't quite feel like the truth. Also, you gotta think of these limiting beliefs like weeds, right? No matter what you do, weeds are gonna pop up. You just gotta recognize them for what they are, and then get rid of those suckers. Personal growth takes time and persistence and consistency and perseverance. It also requires you to be vulnerable. I love this quote by Brené Brown. It says, vulnerability is about showing up and being seen. It's tough to do that when we're terrified about what people might see or think. Most people associate weakness with the word vulnerable, but that's so very far from the truth. When someone or something stirs up this vulnerable feeling deep inside of us, our reaction is to immediately put up these inner walls in order to emotionally protect ourselves. But these walls actually prevent us and our truest selves from being known to others. But guess what? Even the smallest act of letting down your guard is a huge step in the right direction towards your personal growth. I read recently that your greatest triumphs arise when you finally decide to lean into, instead of fighting against, your vulnerabilities. And I love that so much because vulnerability, it makes you real. It makes you relatable. And this goes hand in hand with being authentic. To be authentic, we must cultivate the courage to be imperfect and vulnerable. We have to believe that we are fundamentally worthy of love and acceptance just as we are. I've learned that there is no better way to invite more grace, gratitude, and joy into our lives than by mindfully practicing authenticity. Another Brené Brown quote. So here is, going back. Right there, Daring Greatly. That's one of her most popular books, and definitely another one to put in your Amazon cart. So, what does authenticity actually mean? It means being true to yourself. So I'm sure that you've all heard the Oscar Wilde quote that goes, be yourself, everyone else is already
Taken.
You got it, taken. So here's a great exercise to self-discovery of your authentic self. So write this one down and fill in the blank. If you really knew me, you'd know this. When you're on a path of self-discovery and personal growth, you're always going to be evolving and changing. It is only by consistently doing the hard inner work that you level up and you glow from the inside out. Make today the day that you get to boldly step into your authenticity. To quote Wallace Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich, the very best thing that you can do for the whole world is to make the most of yourself. And the best part is, your potential expands as you start to move toward it. So I happened upon this poem recently, and I thought it was so very fitting to conclude our time together here. The poem is called She Let Go by Sapphire Rose. She let go. Without a thought or a word, she let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around in her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't search the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all of the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of all the planning and of all the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her daytimer. She made no public announcement and put no ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort, there was no struggle. It wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face, a light breeze blew through her, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. So I would just like to give a huge thank you to Dr. Luba for inviting me here, who believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. Definitely let's stay connected, friends. Hop on over to Instagram and click that follow button. I'm pretty easy to find, Summer Davis. And take care. I'm